Alright guys, last time we were here, we left off creating the team, and we're basically here for the first episode here in Bahrain. So basically a rundown of what we're going to be doing for our videos. Hopefully I can cut them down enough to... I'd like to not have them over a half hour, 40 minutes max. The plan is to do behind the scenes stuff, so like vehicle upgrades and stuff within the first 2 to 5 minutes. And then recap over practice sessions, and then maybe show some qualifying. When it comes to sprints, we'll do recap of sprint and race qualifying, which I haven't gotten there yet. Which I hope to believe that there are 2 separate qualifying sessions for this game like they did at F1M24. But we'll have to wait and see. And then we'll do the beginning of the race, pit windows, some important overtakes that we need, and then the end of the race. That way it doesn't end up being an hour-long episode like I've done in the past with, I know, Halo. But yeah, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get right to practice. Or not practice, we're gonna get right ahead to looking at some parts and see what we can do. So we'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, so we figured it out after some testing around. We have an underfloor for Logan Sargent, car 1. And then we have a rear wing for Mick Schumacher, car 2. And these are both going to be for Japan, race number 4, Japan. If we can get to Australia for these parts beforehand, we will see if we can or not. But that'll use up our first ATF period or AFT period, or however you want to say it. And you can see overall ranking is up there, Q1, right on the bridge of getting out of Q1. So we're going to go ahead and get through practice and recap those.
F1 is back, ladies and gentlemen, and the grid is set to grow. A new season is upon us as Formula One returns to the Middle East, ready to kick things off here in Bahrain. But change is afoot. The paddock has grown, the grid extended.
Alright, that is practice 3 done and done. And we did better in practice 3 than 2 and 1. So we may be able to get into Q2. We'll have to wait and see. Let's go ahead and get to qualifying.
We're moving on now to the all-important qualifying session.
Bahrain's track is dusty and abrasive, and even under the floodlights, qualifying is tough on soft tires. Teams will need to use their tire allocations wisely.
As far as Carlos Sainz is concerned, Karun, how do you think he's doing?
They were looking pretty sharp in practice and setting good lap times, so they're probably feeling fairly confident now. But a good practice time doesn't always guarantee a strong qualifying outcome.
What does today have in store? Only time will tell.
Alright, I'm going to let you guys know that this game is still brand new, and I have it all on the minimum settings possible for the latency. The minimum setting for this game is medium, but we will have to go with it. And we're going to stick with what we did last game. 1 flying lap, no cooldown, no additional fuel. We got 93 for Sargent, 94 for Schumacher. Schumacher did get the 100% track acclimation, so we'll have to see how that runs and hope for the best. So let's get to it. And I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and put Schumacher out first, and then Sargent behind, see if we can give Sargent a tow, because Schumacher did seem like he was having better pace there towards the end of last practice. Of course, you guys didn't see that because we skipped through that for the sake of the length of the video.
Okay, so let's concentrate on some tyre prep now.
We'll go ahead and leave it automatic. And we'll skip forward. So yeah, the latency still happens on this screen as well. It just happened there as they start their final run, or their first runs. And Schumacher is a little bit too far ahead for Sargent to get that tow. So we could have let him out a little bit sooner than we should have. Schumacher is going to be coming across the line here shortly. Let's see where he ends up. Or bank or lap. 132.9. And Sargent coming in behind. 4/10 is the gap.
Make sure you stay
No,
negative.
it's 32.5. So, wow. 2 seconds off the pace of Leclerc. And we'll have to wait and see. So, let's go ahead and skip forward to our next run.
So that's P16.
Alright,
Charge
yeah,
on
so
Charge on inbox.
it doesn't seem like the second run helps. I didn't see any improvement.
Okay, so currently we're P17. So
I got-
normal in-lap procedures, please.
We did take Sargent from Williams, so they picked up another driver. And they're both on an outlap, so we'll have to keep an eye out for everybody else who's on an outlap, because Sargent's right on the cusp. We're going to see if we can get them in time for one final run on a new set of soft tires. Alright, coming down the final sector, moment of truth. Sargent's going to be coming across the line first. We still have to wait for the other Williams driver. Zhou is the last person. He's going to be finishing ahead of us. Let's see if we can get out of Q1. Sargent crosses the line. Not enough. Mick Schumacher coming across next. Not enough to get out of Q1. We're going to be starting in 17th and 18th here in Bahrain for the first race of the season.
Here in Sakir, the floodlights are on, and it's nearly time for 57 laps around the Bahrain International Circuit.
Bahrain has seen some of the most dramatic races in F1, like Sergio Perez's incredible 2020 victory, surging ahead from being last on the opening lap.
The Bahrain International Circuit is a challenging track, and the cars routinely have to brake from high gear to low to take the narrow turns. With the need for downhill braking, the risk of locking up is one drivers will need to manage. It's all about focus and balance to get victory here. The excitement is building, there's electricity in the air, but there's no surprise in that. It's race day.
Alright, first race of the season. Schumacher started in 17th, so he's going to have the lead strategy. May change up a little bit. It's going to shorter. Take a look at the times here. 12. What if we run 2 seconds slower? Okay. We're not going to get into doing the custom strategies yet. We'll wait till later in the season once we get comfortable with how the car feels. But what I am going to do is choose an offset soft, medium for the guys. Then you'll go 3-stop for you. No, I don't want to do that. Hey, I was worried about this, if it would tell me or not. Because it's saying go an aggressive 3-stop for Logan. That doesn't tell me if those tires are worn or not. There was a video that I watched that had that, but I wasn't expecting it to be in the first race, honestly. We'll go lap 20 on softs and lap 40. Yeah, we'll do lap 20 and 40 for Logan. 20 and 40 for Logan, 19 and 37 for Schumacher. And we're gonna drop the fuel by 1 lap for the both of them, because I don't feel comfortable doing 2 laps less, because I know I ran out of fuel at the end of the race beforehand. But we'll see how different that is to this year's game, and go from there. So let's get to it.
You're witnessing a new chapter in Formula One as 11 teams line up on the grid. A lot of people will be keen to see just how Zhou Guanyu will fare today.
I think they could have been higher up than 20th, but let's see if they can move forward from here.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. This is it. 22 cars on the grid.
3, 4, and 5 red lights are on.
Lights out, and away we go.
All right, let's see where we compare. Coming into the start of the race, our drivers are side by side. That's Ocon challenging Sargent into turn 1. And it is a big pileup as usual. Into turn 1. I don't know what's going on there on the inside of the corner. I don't know if there are position changes here or not. No, there is not. There's Schumacher still up in 17. Ocon overtaking Sargent for 18th. It's Gasly and Zhou. No, that's... what happened here?
Here's the replay. Right, so this was the 4th corner. The opportunity begging to be taken.
Is that overtake I was talking about? Yeah, it was. I think it was right behind it. We'll have to see what we can do about that. And yeah, so we'll run the mediums hard for Logan when he comes in, and hope we don't get a safety car. So we'll go ahead and sim forward a bit, back to to the second lap, and that is Schumacher on Ocon. When deploy and aggressive.
Awful lot can happen if.
See if you can overtake him.
Overtake available.
I'm gonna keep pushing. I almost forgot to change that. High overtake, rarely
This
defend.
is your race now.
Copy.
Schumacher back up into P17. Sargent still P19. We'll have him push.
Let's try to clear him as quick as we can.
about looking after this tyre where we need to.
Copy. Overtake available. Overtake available.
I want to get Sergeant ahead of Ocon. And we'll get the DRS. And he cut us off. He cut us off there. I like how it automatically turns on my battle assist. I just noticed that. And now we want to keep him behind.
Okay, maximum focus on cooling down those rear tires.
The stuttering is going to be an issue. I don't know why it's being so frequent, but then again, the game is still brand new. And I don't want them to fight each other. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And we'll give Schumacher the command to not fight. That's a yellow flag. Where's that yellow flag? Is it up ahead? Piastri.
Right
Correa.
then,
Juan
let's have a
Pablo
look
Correa? Is that the
Here we
name?
are down
Yep.
at turn 7.
Juan Manuel Correa.
And they
Was
just
close.
can't keep on the track. Fighting.
Sergeant ran off the track there in practice 1 towards the end. This is no big deal. We'll give Schumacher the command to not fight your teammate. Don't do it in the middle of a corner. No, that's not what I wanted. I should have waited. Now we have both Alpines behind him. Sergeant has a better pace as of right now. And we'll sim forward to pit strategy and see where we're at. Alright, we've entered the pit strategy window for Schumacher. And the fight has been going on back and forth. Schumacher's P17, Sergeant's P18, and the two Alpines are still close behind. I don't want you. I want you to push.
Overtake available.
Copy.
I know we're getting close to our window, but
Let's pick our pace up. Let's go.
and I've done that before. I'm making the wrong guy do it.
Slow that down, please. Pace is a little high at the moment.
And we have margin to push a little bit more. on
I
the
did that
tires.
last time in last year's game.
Overtake available.
Juan Manuel Correa is the first one to go into the pits onto new soft tires for a double stop. I want Sergeant to push to try to catch up to Ocon.
And try to cool down the tires where you can. Rear it slightly
He
coming
has
up.
the inside, alright. Alright, lap 19 for Schumacher, lap 20 for Logan. Tires should be good for both of them, as Hamilton and Ricciardo come into the pits. Alright, let's see what we can do about stretching these tires out.
And keep an eye on the battery.
Battery's down. I forgot to turn that off.
Charge on.
Lap 19. Are we on lap 19 or are we down a lap? No, we're not down a lap. Those tires can handle one more. We got this. Wait, hold on. It is lap 19, so I don't know if it's too late or not. Pit you for softs. I don't know what that sound is. Is he gonna come in? Yeah, he will. Alright. I think that's a lap early. I think it's saying lap 19 because they started lap 19. Where is he? Yeah. That's lap 18. Now my guy's on lap 19. So it's a lap earlier. We'll have to wait and see. Sergeant is pushing to defend
Yeah, copy.
against Ricardo. That's
So
not
now
our fight,
prepare for
actually.
good defense.
We got a pit time from Schumacher. No? Now lap 20. Norris, Sainz, Perez, Verstappen
Car behind 2.5.
is staying out for P1. And we'll have Sargent. Yeah, it's a lap early for everyone. But we'll have
We
Sargent
focus on the
coming
car
in
now.
a lap early.
Box, 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 box.
See if we can jump some cars.
Box.
As Schumacher is ahead of Perea. See, I don't like how frequent this stuttering is. And I'm gonna go ahead and see what
Yeah,
I
it
can do
wasn't
about
very
it here in a
helpful, was it?
moment. Give me 1 second.
Leclerc is boxing.
Alright, I believe I may have fixed it. Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. Sargent is in the pits. We'll see if Schumacher comes out ahead. It's not likely. I didn't get to see the pit time for Sargent. Actually, no, he's coming in right here. 2.9, a decent stop time for the first time.
Focus on reaction time.
And we can
No full
actually-
throttle before pit exit.
Pit stop time. 2.9. And then 2.6 for Mick Schumacher, alright. Alright, that's our first set of pit stops.
Zoom
Let's
coming
go
down.
ahead and sim forward to see where we end up for our second set. Alright, lap 37. Schumacher is a lap down though, I believe. Yeah, all the way up to P14, so one more lap. We should go for a pit. And then Logan on lap 40. Or 41, so to speak. I guess since we're in the backfield, we're back markers. We've been having to move out of the way the whole time. And looks like we'll be staying here for the rest of the race, so let's get to those pit stops. Alright, still choppy. Schumacher's still coming in for their pit stop.
Pit entry.
Let's see if he can improve on from the last pit stop he had. Magnussen had a pit stop issue, looks like. See what this time's gonna be like. We have Sargent on a hot lap to try to come in for pits. Next lap, he's got 40% on those mediums. He has the time. 2.5, there's an improvement. Nice. 2.568 for 10 points for fastest pit stop. And we have those mediums running
Okay, 20 laps to go.
standard. We'll put them up one to aggressive about lap 50 or so. And we'll have Sargent come in for a pit here in the next lap.
Okay, maximum focus on cooling down those rear tires.
Copy. Pit entry.
Alright, let's see if Sergeant can improve on their pit time. That was a 2.9 you guys saw. Forgot to unmute before saying it, so I had to say it again. It's been a minute since I've had to do a live commentary, but we'll see here. 2.8, there's an improvement from the pit crew for Sergeant.
Reminder throttle on pit exit.
I don't believe that's enough to get points for the fastest pit stop, but we'll have to go. Whoa! What was that?
Okay, on Zoo is next.
Very bad angle to see it. Let's see where we end up at the end of the
17 laps to
race.
go.
Alright, final lap. We got a little bit of fuel. They're together, P19, P20, so practically where we qualified.
3 laps to go.
3 laps to go for them, but it's final lap for everyone else. We just have to make sure we finish ahead of Joe and Correa.
On update on tires when you can.
We're actually, yeah, 2 laps behind for Sergeant and Beyond. You'd move out of the way. So the final 4 drivers are 2 laps behind. That's gonna happen. It's the beginning of the season. We're a brand new team. As soon as they cross the finish line, then our race is over. Let's see here. We have a fight. Verstappen 7 seconds ahead of Sainz. We got Norris, Perez, Leclerc, Piastri, Russell, Alonso, Hamilton, and Tsunoda in P10 for 1 point. Is down a lap. And that's basically going to be our grid for the rest of this race.
Max Verstappen over the finish line and today's winner.
Okay, we take the flag. Really sorry, the luck wasn't with us today. And when you stop, P1, wait for the dash on P0.
Now I honestly wonder if Mick Schumacher's day could have got much worse.
You know, I don't think many would have expected to see them finishing outside the top 10. They'll be aiming much higher than that, I assure you.
And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
And that's win number 1 of the season, and it's sure to provide them with a real confidence boost.
And we've certainly kicked things off in style here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
They'll be disappointed. Neither driver really shone here, it has to be said, and there's quite a bit of work to be done, but they'll be well aware of that.
And that is about that for this weekend's action here in Bahrain.
In the next round, we head to the shores of the Red Sea as Formula One returns to Jeddah for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
All right, I don't know what was going on with their podium here or there. I believe there is a setting for that graphics. Could have swore there was one for hair. I guess that was F124. But that's basically it for the first race. Expected, or pretty much expected that kind of finish for us. And wait, where's the pit stop? There we go. Fastest pit stop. We get 8 points for the 2.568 from Mick Schumacher. And they did actually pretty good for their first race. And yeah, so they reached their targets, and little bit of extra money, just under half a million. And without further ado, that's going to be it for episode 1 of our career mode here in F1 Manager 24. We will see you guys in the next one.